we are on our way to see Bernard Sanders. You guys might know him. He's a little-known guy, independent senator from Vermont, caucus with the Democrats, ran for president in 2016 and 2020. And we are going to be conducting a very short and sweet interview with Vermont Senator Bernard Sanders. He's in the state of California this week. He is going to be appearing in Stanford alongside Ro Khanna to speak about AI. But today's events are of a different note. Today's events are going to be around Senator Bernard Sanders speaking out against billionaires.
Hey, how are you?
Bernie.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again as well. I've been good. I'm gonna give you this microphone real quick.
Sure.
Here, I can put it on if you want.
Yep.
All right. Right there. All right. So, the last time we talked, it was at the oligarchy tour.
I remember it was in Las Vegas.
Yeah, in Nevada.
Yep.
And we didn't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time today too. You're a very busy guy. You're all around the country. You're touring. You're going everywhere, and today you're going to be talking about taxing the billionaires, something that you're very fond of, something that you've been talking about for quite a while. What are you doing in California?
Doing two things, both I think enormously important. Tonight I'll be speaking on this Billionaire Tax initiative that the unions are bringing forward, and I think it's enormously important. As I'm sure you know, never before in American history have we had the kind of income and wealth inequality that we have right now. Got to deal with that reality. You got 1% owning more wealth than the bottom 93%. You got one guy, Mr. Musk, one man, owning more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households. Does that make sense to anybody? And meanwhile, under Trump, these billionaires are becoming richer. And guess what? Many of them pay very little and sometimes nothing in taxes. You probably pay an effective tax rate that is higher based on your income.
Oh, definitely.
Than the billionaires do. It's insane. And these guys own, increasingly, they own media, there's more concentration of ownership, and they own the political process, making massive campaign contributions. So what this is about is saying to the billionaire class, you know what? Trump gave you and your friends $1 trillion in tax breaks. And at the same time, they cut healthcare by $1 trillion. 15 million Americans, including 3 million here in California, are going to lose their healthcare in order to give tax breaks to people who don't need it. That's why I'm here. Enough is enough.
Yeah. So there is one person, the governor of California, that is actually quite critical of the billionaires tax. Do you have a message for Gavin Newsom?
No, he does what he does. He and I disagree on the issue. And that's about it.
Okay. All right. I am a little bit more critical than you are, I guess, at least.
So you're not as nice a guy as I am. That's about it.
That's true. That's true. Exactly. What do you think about the movement that you've been a part of your whole life that has now grown in size and in popularity? 33% of the Democratic Party's base of support now are self-described Democratic socialists. There have been electoral victories for the likes of
Mamdani's victory in New York and Analia Mejia's victory in New Jersey. Extraordinary. And great candidates are running all over this country. So to answer your question, I feel very excited about that. And if you ask me why I am optimistic about the future, it is precisely because of great candidates who are coming up, who are prepared to take on the oligarchs. As you know, we did a fighting oligarchy tour, I think in 24 states, 350,000 people came out. Not only Democrats, you got Republicans, you got independents. People are sick and tired of a country where the people on top have it all, while 60% of our people live in paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. I grew up in a family lived paycheck to paycheck. I know what that's about. People can't afford health care, they can't afford food, they can't afford child care, they can't afford housing. And the rich get incredibly richer. People are saying enough is enough.
Do you feel like internally within the Democratic Party there is this resistance from establishment Democrats towards this sort of change? I like to call it the left flank candidates.
Is that a serious question?
Yeah.
Are you asking, is there opposition?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course there's opposition.
Yeah.
Of course, that's what the struggle is about. The progressive part of the Democratic Party, I'm an independent caucusing with the Democrats, have the crazy idea that maybe we should represent the vast majority of the American people who work for a living and don't have a lot of money. But there are others in part of the Democratic establishment who prefer to spend their time getting campaign contributions from very wealthy people and developing policies which represent those people and certainly do not represent working people. So that is the debate that's going on within the Democratic Party. Now, where there is unity is the need to defeat in every way possible the efforts of the most dangerous president in the history of this country, Donald Trump. And I think to the degree that we can work together in the 2026 elections to defeat Republicans and hopefully return the Democrats to power in the House, maybe the Senate, that's the goal.
So one of the arguments that was unfairly launched against you over and over again in both 2016 and in 2020 was that you were not electable, that the electability argument was on the side of centrist Democrats, more moderate figures. I've been all around the country. I've been all around the world these past couple of years, but especially in the United States of America, both in the oligarchy tour, the No Kings protests that have taken place all around.
7 million people coming out in one day.
Yeah, and the ICE resistance that took place in many places, including Minnesota. The one common thing that I hear from people from all different walks of life is that they are sick and tired of what the Republicans are doing, but they're also very frustrated with the Democrats. And the polling shows that reality as well. There's tremendous dissatisfaction with the Democratic Party at a time when, as the only other viable mainstream party, they're supposed to automatically see a boost in their popularity. Do you feel like the electability argument is turning on its head and more people are finally coming on board with your message, with our message, with a message that centers working class individuals rather than the endless need to moderate for the mythical moderate voter?
The short answer is yes. I absolutely believe that. I think what people are seeing now with their own eyes is not only the ugliness and the obscenity of the Trump administration in so many respects, whether it's ICE, whether it's economics, whether it's healthcare and all that. What they are seeing is a nation in which incredible wealth and power are resting in the hands of a few. And that, by the way, is what this Tax to Billionaires campaign is about. I don't think these guys, the billionaires, are staying up nights worrying that they have to pay a few $1 billion more in taxes. They're richer than anyone can imagine. You know what they're worried about? They're worried about that working people are saying, sorry, we are going to stand up to you. You can't have it all. You don't own this country.
I think it's more so the message, you're right, that or the audacity of hope. The people that feel as though their politicians will be responsive for the first time ever and that change is possible rather than the business as usual politics that they keep hearing about. That
is exactly the point.
To win.
Business as usual is finished. Trump is not business as usual. Elon Musk is not business as usual. So what we need to do, and when I think back on Jesse Jackson, just passed the other day, who in many ways helped create this movement, is that we've got to come together, black and white and Latino and Asian and gay and straight. We've got to bring our people together to stand up to the oligarchs, and in the wealthiest country on earth, create the kind of nation that we can have. Healthcare is a human right. Yes, we can build millions of units of affordable housing. Yeah, we can have the best educational system in the world. We once used to. You know what? Maybe we invest in it, in education, not in ICE. So that's what this whole movement is about, and I am not unoptimistic that we can pull this off. All right?
Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
All right.
Bernie Sanders.